is there more soldiers on the other side of that EMA? Did they go pick up new soldiers? Because now that it's weak, to kind of give y'all a little background, right? I love trading. I've done trading for a long period of time, and come on, 4:30. Come on. Let's go. Hey, good morning. Actually, hold on, let me fix my mic. All right, good morning. Got a lot that I want to cover and everything else. Unfortunately, I had woke up a little later than I need to, so we're going to try something a little new. We're going to run this special of after the trades all the way until about 12 o'clock today. And we're just going to have the charts up, so just kind of see what the market is doing and how it's moving. And that said, I'm going to knock out a couple of things because you already know how we do after the trades. How we do before you take the trade is we kind of go through all the tickers and everything else. So give me a bit. Gonna get some things under control, and yeah, we'll get cranking a little after 8:30. So there's some news that's coming out around 8:30. So there's gonna be the JOLTS around 10 o'clock. Vehicle sales, that shouldn't have no effect. Fed speaking at 9 o'clock. So we'll probably get cranking right back up like around 9:30, which is normally when Get Rich and Fit Trying kind of gets started. So we're going to kind of blend all three of them today, and I'll get back into my recording starting today because now I'm starting to really feel a lot better than I was before. So don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, and the bell button. Meanwhile, I'm going to go ahead and give y'all the charts, and y'all can keep up. You already know I have NQ, oil, gold, silver, British pound, Bitcoin, Russell, and then the US dollar in that respective order from left to right and from top to bottom. So that said, I'm going to go ahead and leave y'all to it. So see you on the other side. All right, let's go ahead and get right to it. So the first thing I want to go ahead and kind of wrap up, we're talking about NQ, right? NQ has been doing some very interesting things, especially how we kind of bounced off of this 23.024. Looking for this thing to just continue to the upside, especially with the momentum that they kind of built. The only problem that I have with this upside is that this whole entire thing is kind of like a hammer candle, as they're trying to take out a lot of this order block that's up here. So we're going to see what happens with the momentum of this, and then we'll see if NQ can get to some new highs. September is usually a rough month for NQ, so just be cautious. Here is the oil, and the way oil is moving, I kind of warned y'all about this order block. Yes, we did get above it, but I knew this order block was going to be tough. You could kind of see, I called this jambalaya rice order block. I'll put the volume down. Put the volume down. We call this jambalaya rice order block, and with the jambalaya rice order block, you got some greens, you got some reds, you got all types of things that kind of happen, but you can kind of see we got a nice little base that we popped up to the upside over here. And then you kind of have this whole entire break to the downside. So this area right here is a point of interest, and you can see as soon as we got in here, rejected right off of it. So we're going to get ourselves a little bit of a micro trend that's going to be from here to here, and that's what's driving us. And then you already know from this whole entire massive move up to here is the other one that's like your major trend. So they try to break out of the major trend. Let's see if this micro trend can really put some pressure onto this line. Here's gold. Gold is not taking any chill. I had some levels up here, and now I got some new ones. 3758. That's what we're probably going to be going for. But I did tell y'all yesterday we got a good chance that we're going to get to 3600, especially with all the momentum and all the catalysts that's going on, as people are continuously printing new money all over the place, and a lot of currencies are being put in pressure. So a lot of people are investing into gold so they can lock in. So look for gold to even get to like 3700, which is a reflection of how the US dollar is being responded to. Now, here is silver. I already warned y'all for over a month that we are going to get to the $40 mark. Unfortunately, it took the contract expiration to do so. So we'll see what happens from here. And then you got British pound. British pound is trying to find a way to recover on its side, and I did tell you it's going to be a little choppy. Nice little massive move, got a solid bounce. They're going to go ahead and try to attack this fair value gap. Let's see how much they get from there. Then we got Bitcoin. Bitcoin is trying to make its move. Nice little break to the upside here, and then you could kind of see that trying to get back into this fair value gap. I love where it is, but I really wanted to kind of come back down. So a good consolidation cycle will give us enough momentum for us to get to 125,000. So might be a time for you to go ahead and load up with some Bitcoin. Let's go ahead and come to the small caps over at the Russell, and you can kind of see with the Russell everything that's been moving over here. We got a nice little upside sitting on top of a fair value gap, trying to keep the momentum going. And you can kind of see, let me get rid of this trend line. You can kind of see we broke this micro trend, and that micro trend gave us a break of structure, solid. And this is the structure here. So this is your break, retest. Let's see if we can get some continuation, get into that 2500 on Russell. And then here is the undeniable, the force of the market, the US dollar. And you can kind of see the US dollar is trying its best to get out of here, but sell. And they just keep on putting pressure on the upside movement. Without this upside movement, we're going to get a dollar that is going to drive the market to the upside. And I think that's why we're building the base that we have. All right. Let's go ahead and go over to the economic calendar. Got a couple of things that I see on the economic calendar I want to break down. Fed Muselem. Yeah, I hope I'm not butchering your name. I apologize. So we're going to have Fed governor that's going to be speaking around 9 o'clock. And then we have ourselves jobs report. This is the job openings, job quits. But the job opening is going to tell you how the health of the economy is. If there is less jobs, this can really put some pressure on that US dollar. Kashkari is going to go ahead and speak, and then you got the Fed's beige book that's going to go ahead and give us a little insight of what's going on with the Fed. Let's go ahead and keep scrolling down. On Thursday, we're going to have exports. That's going to go ahead and give us a little insight. This is going to give us a little idea of what the jobs report can give us, which is the ADP payroll change. That's around 815. But I think the real impact is going to be export with the balance of trade. See what's going on between U.S. and China relations. And then continuous jobless claims is going to have a nice effect inside of the market. There's going to be a lot of consolidation and waiting of the market to see how this is going to move. And then ISM PMI, bill auction, Oil inventory is all going to be coming in. 30-year mortgage. So tomorrow, Thursday, is going to be very, very big, especially with the Fed balance sheet right there. And then last but not least is Friday. And Friday is going to go ahead and give us the non-farm payrolls. Very, very big. So just keep that in mind when you're dealing with the market. The non-farm payrolls can this thing can really, I mean, I say really, really beat up the market and kind of determine what the market's going to go ahead and do. So just go ahead and give that a nice little try on Friday instead of you just trading all throughout the week and dealing with all this chop, because I do believe that it's going to go ahead and go from the upside and the downside, and kind of like what we did yesterday. We had a massive drop off and all that sell side liquidity was eaten up, and then now today we're starting off green. So we'll see how the market responds. All right, so let's go ahead and get into some of the earnings that's going to go ahead and come up. So I did tell y'all this morning we're going to have things like Dollar Tree. Macy's is another one I kind of want to look at. Actually, let's look at Dollar Tree. This is one that really starts to really pan out when we're in a bad economic state. We're starting to really push up here, and the reason is they're very cost effective. They're better than Walmart in certain cases. So people usually run to your Dollar Trees and everything else because they kind of, I won't say, I mean, not say better than Walmart. They're different than Walmart. You could buy something for $1 because they cut the size than what you would get inside of a Walmart for like $4. So if people are starting to really tighten up their budget, things like Dollar Tree, Dollar General really starts to take off. So just keep that in mind. We got a nice little fair value gap that's sitting right here. So look for Dollar Tree to go ahead and get into a bull flag breakout. Actually, I might have to put this in my purple list. Yeah, let's put that in a purple list. Purple. And this thing could really break out of this area. They do return money to shareholders, which is what I love, and they do have strong revenues. So keep an eye on Dollar Tree. I did break down Macy's yesterday, so they had their earnings. It looks like their earnings came in a little solid, and you can kind of see we're up $15. Look at that, a good dollar on Macy's after their earnings. Looks like they smashed out the park based on earnings, 4 billion. But again, this is a tight margin in itself. I do think that this is going to be short-lived, so just keep an eye on that. Might be able to, for my IV flushers out there, you're probably going to go ahead and get a nice little opportunity to go ahead and take a little bit of a stab on this. So current levels is looking like something like this and like this. So we'll see what happens. All right. Oops, didn't mean to do that. What else we got? We got ourselves. Let me shrink this down a little bit. Tonight we're going to get CRM. CRM is going to be one of those critical ones. I do believe the software space is a little bit of a laggard. CRM, I was thinking about shorting CRM. That's why this is right here. But that didn't really pan out too well. But you can kind of see this is kind of coming back to that 50 moving average. I thought it was going to reject and kind of continue to the downside. But we'll see how the earnings reply, because we got a lot of people that probably cashed in their puts. And then we got this whole entire gap right here. Fill the rest of the gap, come into the fair value gap, push into the side. Probably could get ourselves closer to like till 70. HPE, decent company, especially with the merger of them and Compaq. So looking at this, we're probably going to go ahead and get a nice little push-up continuation. Maybe get through the gap up until about 24. So we'll see what happens there. And tomorrow morning, we're going to go ahead. Tomorrow, we're going to go ahead and get earnings somewhere in the middle of the morning. BRC. Don't know this one. Let's go ahead and take a peek out of that. I like their EPS. Let's see what they're going on over there. Let's see what is going on over there. The Brady Corporation. What do you do? Let's see. They are engaged in market specialty and purpose of privacy, workplace safety, I think, healthcare identification. It sounds like a payroll company, kind of like your ADP kind of thing. That's what it sounds like to me. So let's see. Had a nice little drop off here after break of structure. So I wonder if they just let their friends onto the elevator. That's why that happened. So just kind of keep that in mind. 386 million. How many shares floated? Not a lot of shares floated. Yeah, keep this on your radar. It looks like it's going to go ahead and give us a nice little pop for earnings. sitting on top of a major order block. This is like years in the making from 2020, or year in the making from 2024. We're at the top of it. So this is kind of like your bull flag breakout into a W break, a structure type of thing. So I think, yeah, I think this could give some upside. They're just waiting for the earnings to kind of go ahead and reprise, and then this would give us something along the lines of this here, and that will give us our bullish fair value gap. So just keep that in mind in itself. What else we got? We got Copart. This is the one I kind of told y'all yesterday. I was like, this is the one that kind of does a lot of the parts, broken cars that get in accidents after the insurance. It's been on a decline. Let's see, is it guidance? Returns money to shareholders, and right here, probably lowered guidance. Kind of scared everybody. Kind of giving like bear flag vibes, but for the most part, this thing could go ahead and hold the base and then could continue back up. If this thing smashes earnings, this death cross could get some pressure. Let's see if we got anything else. Not Docu. Let's go with Lulu. Lulu, I was looking for this thing to kind of take off here, so it's probably going to wait for earnings to actually do that. If I get a good amount of profits on some of my trades today, I may jump back into Lulu. If it was going to drop, we should have dropped a long time ago, or they might be holding it. So I might do one of those plus minuses and see if I could get a nice little solid trade there. All right. A couple of tickers that I have my eye on that is outside of earnings. Let's go ahead and get into earnings run. A couple of tickers I'm looking at is we got ourselves Restoration Hardware. This thing just did not get out of its own way. They got earnings that's going to be coming up. Come on, get out the way. They got earnings that's going to be coming up sometime this week. It says equivalent, so I don't think they announced that. That's probably why it's like that. But I think Restoration Hardware is in the middle of a recovery mode, especially coming after the run they had during the pandemic. CVX oil is getting beat up right now, so look for this to kind of break its structure, maybe retest into the 50 moving average. That could give you an opportunity. And then give you one more. NEM, this is getting all the benefits of everything that's going on with gold. Be there in the precious metals space. I regret not getting into this. I've been staring at this for a long period of time and I did not get in it. But NEM looks really good. Look for this thing to probably test its highs around this $86 level before it kind of rejects. All right. So I covered everything. So we're gonna go ahead and get back to it closer to 9:30. So I'm gonna go ahead and give you another break and try to knock out some things as I test my new structure, doing a full live throughout the day. So we'll be back. All right, let's get to it. For those that are tapping a little bit later, we have our uh, we are looking at NQ to continue to push to the upside. Has a nice little solid move, especially coming off of this wick here. We got oil that's kind of rejecting. It hasn't touched that trend line, so I won't be surprised that it touched the trend line and then pushed right back up. So just be careful there. Gold is just tearing right through, being dragged around by silver. We got British pound that's giving a nice little boost here. And then Bitcoin is trying to find its way to this upside again. Looking at the Russell that's trying to build its base, knowing that they're getting a little pressure from the rest of the market. So look for this one to kind of pull back while the market is trying to push and run. And then the last is the dollar. Dollar's trying to stay on the bearish side so that way it can be able to drag the market down, making the small caps a little stronger. But it looks like we're having a little bit of problem over here. All right, so if you haven't been part of the Get Rich or Fit Trying, we like to trade using. Let's go ahead and turn this off. Trade by using the opening range. So how opening range works out. Let's go ahead and use the London session as an example. So roughly around here. So what we like to do, we like to mark off our levels, and what we want to see is that first 15 minutes of the candle, kind of something like that. And we have ourselves our breakout above here, our bearish below there, and stranger danger, places where they reload, kind of bounce around and everything else. Kind of stranger danger because the market kind of works a little strange. Your oscillators and everything kind of gets affected around this area. And then we got a nice little push here. So we got a golden cross on the 15 minutes. So I think that's the reason why we're pushing up to the upside. So if I saw this during the London session, I probably would have played this to the upside, but I was in my bed sleeping as we wait for this market to kind of set up. So that's what we're looking for when New York session kind of opens up. So we want to be preparing for that. What I'm going to be adding inside of here when my alerts come in, I'm going to do a whole entire rundown of my alerts as we wait for the 15-minute opening range to be set. It's going to be kind of for those that are used to me just sticking in one chart, it's probably going to be annoying to y'all. I do apologize, but we're going to diversify this channel a little bit more. NQ is my favorite. I love it. I'm not going to change that when it's all said and done. But we're going to go ahead and incorporate some of these stickers, incorporate some of these levels, and we're going to go ahead and make some of this money that's also outside of NQ. So I'm going to go ahead and switch over to another quick break as I go ahead and bring the 8 gig back up and prepare my whole entire screen, get myself logged in, get myself prepared, and so that way I can be able to take these trades. So I will see you on the other side. All right, we're about to get cracking in a little bit. Let me switch up the scene a little bit. Yeah, market looks quite interesting. What I really want to key off on is going to be, let me grab my golden chart, is Macy's. I think I'm going to do an Ivy flush on Macy's. Golded is not. So I need something else. I go ahead and grab a different chart for myself. Let's do it like this. We got 8 grid. Something was pre-market. We'll have that up. And what I want to see with Macy's is them picking a relative direction. Actually, let me just mark this up right now. That way I'm fully prepared. Let's see if we can get a solid day trade out of this. Alright, right there. Alright, and then pre-market high and low. Yeah, of course it's backwards. There we go. Probably reloaded this area. That's probably what they're going to do. Kind of start to top out here. See if we could probably play a rejection, come playing down. That's probably what our play is going to be. We'll see how it goes. I like to play full breakouts more than inside ranges. But we'll see. See how the market goes. Got 3 minutes until the market opens. Let's switch back over. That's what NQ looks like. Trying to get through that order block. All right. Market is setting itself up. Got that on my headphones. And I'm fully set. Let's see how this goes. Excuse me. A long week. Long day. And it's only Wednesday as we have a short week after having Labor Day. I do want to cover some interesting stuff. Actually, you know, I will cover that. I think we're going to do that tomorrow. I think we are. We'll grab that from here.
recording?
I am.
I am.
Okay. There we got less than 60 seconds.
Mm-hmm. Your point? It's already 9:30.
Market is open. Oh, you know what? Uh,
What's going on?
I might have not opened up my Zoom to let Javi in here. So he might be sitting outside. I disabled this.
Damn. Everybody went crazy.
What you mean?
XPS just gapped up all the way.
Uh,
Freaking out.
oh, Macy's, relax, relax, Macy's. I need a 5 minute close above. Don't go. Don't do nothing crazy. Oh, what just happened there? Why would you pop that in my screen? We could get a solid 4 minute close. Let's see what these Macy's contracts looks like. If you haven't been on the show, the way we actually like to trade, we like to wait for the opening range. So as I wait for the opening range, I'm setting up something else. So that is what it looks like so far. Stranger Danger sitting at 23,408. So we'll see what happens. 2 minutes is already in. Yeah, Macy's is starting to really take off a little bit further than I wanted it to be. Only 149 in open interest
On what?
in this Macy contract. No wonder it's being so sporadic. I could get stuck in a contract.
Rapid Planetier. What is that thing called?
PLTR.
I want to see what it's in PLTR.
know if I want to do this Macy one unless I do like super light. Yeah, there's not a lot of contracts in the back end of this.
Why are you considering Macy? They had earnings?
Yeah, it's flush.
What were you gonna do for them?
Up. If I did, I would have to just get the intrinsic value by getting these 44s. You know what? Let's dip a toe. I'm gonna go light leverage on it. Let's get back over here. So 15-minute opening range. We're still kind of dancing between this order block and everything else, and it's trying to figure out what it wants to do with itself. So we'll see what happens. Everything's kind of running a little slow. Jobs report is at 10 o'clock, so be careful.
That normally does what?
That's the job openings for the month. I'm not caring for this level anymore. I'm gonna get rid of this level. NQ. I've already penetrated that one.
Penetrated what?
One of my levels, one of the 618s on the previous. So I'm just kind of
on top of my 1 hour 8
okay.
right now.
Did you see gold? It's going crazy. This is not looking good for the Ivy flush. I think they got what they needed. See if there's any more open interest that's opening up. Nope. Coming out the money. But I ain't never scared. All right, I got 5 minutes until this opening range is completely solidified, and I'll come over back to Macy's at another time. What would we target? We would probably target to get back to 23,608 on NQ. Somewhere around here.
Well, the 15-minute 200, we're right at it.
Looks like it's having a fight, that's all. They're getting sell side liquidity here. I think we might get a continuation to the downside on NQ.
XPS got a small piece of free cash.
Alright, it is now another 5 minute here. Go ahead and wait, what? Let's grab that. Let's see if we can get Macy's to get above that 1650. Two minutes and 45 seconds. I don't think anything really happens until 10 o'clock. There we go. Let's see if we can get ourselves a nice little pop up here. Macy's, come on. Oh, sorry. What were you about to say?
Nothing happened. I thought you'd come out and
No.
it didn't break off.
Gotcha.
XPX playing a 5-minute 200, NQ is playing at the 15, or rejected 15-minute 200 at the 1-minute 200. Oh, 5-minute. What's the 5-minute?
A minute and 33 seconds. seconds. All right, now that we got our opening range, we are looking for the first 5 minutes to close below or above this said level. So we'll see how the results are. Got a nice little bounce here. Let's see which time frame they're respecting.
It's at 361 on NQ. 5 minute 200.
361.
361.
Okay.
On the bottom side.
Five minutes trying to get out of the trenches. Looks like we're going to be trading on the 15-minute today. Still kind of building a nice little base right here. Looks like they're accumulating here to try to push back to the upside. We got a golden cross on the 15-minute as they're trying to break out. See if they can get that. I'm sick. Not everything can be picked up as you think.
Wow. What was up there?
I told you 10 o'clock, Leo. 10 o'clock. Relax. O'clock. All right, here's the first test of them trying to break this down. One of my alerts just went off. We're going to probably run through those alerts before we get out of here. targeting $17 here. See if we can get that. Mm-hmm. It is trying to find its way. Yeah, I'm trying to fight this cold off. Still didn't get a 5 minute close above or anything, so still waiting for 10 o'clock, I guess. You know, Macy's is being difficult now. Probably reset some oscillators. Bit of a bearish divergence here. On Macy's. 5 minute candle just came into play. Trying to see if this value gap can hold and if we could get all this sell side liquidity here.
You want to take it down?
No, it's not that. I'm talking about Macy's. On the downside for here, um, we could get a bounce because we're on top of VWAP. So everybody's just literally like
Top of the VWAP.
slightly under now. Um, everybody's
We're
waiting
not
for,
near the 1 minute 200, but above the 5 minute 200.
you
We're
know,
playing in the range.
we're waiting for 10 o'clock. That's all that is.
Mm-hmm.
It's more and more proven at this point. All right, we got like 2 minutes and 23 seconds.
Almost to 5 minutes.
54 seconds. All right. What we got, NQ? Looks bearish.
What music?
Jobs openings.
What does that mean?
How many jobs is open for the month of
It's not.
September?
Okay, push it up. The job opening. I hope you're done cleaning and after that to do your homework, your schoolwork.
All right, we're getting a nice little push here. We're probably going to go ahead and see if we can get above the opening range. Opening range is sitting at 437. See if we can get a breakout of that area. The order block is sitting right there, so it's going to make things very interesting. Let's check out what that news came up as. Alright, bearish for the dollar. Bearish for the dollar. That's what you want to kind of see. Bearish for the dollar. So that's going to make things very interesting here. Come on, get the sell side liquidity. We got so much sell side liquidity sitting right around here. If we start to capture all of that, it should create somewhat of a domino effect going right through here, and then start to take a nice little effect here. If we could get this 5 minute to close above the level, it's even more. We could do a cross candle. All right, picked up my order there. Let's see if we can hold this. 4 minutes and 40 seconds. I should have did this in Qs also. 30 seconds. Oh, come on, don't do that. New 5 minute candle just came in. Oh, we didn't close above, did we? No, we did not. That is very sucky. Close my position. We did not close above. Macy's not behaving. It's going deeper into that value. Now we closed inside of it. Let's go ahead and cut that. You know, we'll take a shot at the bounce. We'll leave that one alone for right now. Bearish for the dollar. It's kind of like what I wanted to see. That sell side liquidity is right there. I say all of it. I'm talking about all of it. Come on, one more push. Come on. Come on. Right when I was about to put a stop loss into profit and kind of hold up. Yeah, they're pushing it right back inside of the range when we just came in and made higher highs inside of the range. Come on, hold your water. Get toying with it. Come on. Push right on back up. Let's go. There we go. There we go. Come on. Get back above that 450. Almost got back above that 450. Almost got back above that 450. Damn. They're making today difficult.
Any more news?
No, I don't think so. It's jobs, and then there's some Fed speaking. I think it's really non-farm payroll. No one's really trading until non-farm payroll comes into play. I think that's what's going to happen. Yeah, that order block is just super tough. That's all it is. They're not letting that thing get through that order block. Mm-hmm. See that rejection? I know what I did wrong. No way. It's triggered. That's what I should have did. Tired, Javi. I'm tired.
It didn't touch the 5 minute 200 to give us a good push up.
Yeah, it's the market's putting me to sleep because it's so boring.
It's back at M.
Yeah, it does. I'm about to get myself ready to go into a short position in a little bit. No worries. I'm working on it. Not working on not getting old. It's over.
What's over?
Nah, he said don't try not to get old. I said I'm working on it. All right, so they came back to VWAP and they gave it a nice little bounce at VWAP. Like we're accumulating for something big, and I just don't know what it is. At least not yet. Mm-hmm.
Got the 1 minute 200. Nothing.
You said that. You said what? Hmm. Yeah, I'll tell you, there's not much out there. Yeah, I'm gonna give in to 10:30. If it still does it, I'm gonna go ahead and call it a dory on this doggone thing, cause there ain't nothing happening. Yeah, exactly. That's what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to go up. Hmm. Well, we got a 5 minute close on QQQ, so I'm stepping into that gap right there. Are you doing it? Okay,
I
got
don't
you.
really trust this upside only because it ain't touched the 5 minute, but it got real close.
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. Gotta do it. That's what sucks about it. Hmm.
Trust this.
Mm-hmm. Telling you, you have to do it. Mm-hmm. But he kind of had a little more of a a decent 60s, right? Like how was he in 60? Got you. Got you. Hmm. Got you. It's not an easy thing. That 450 is trying to be tough, but we're back at it again. They might give up the 450 now. Yeah, I'm cooling it. I think I saw 20 ticks for a little bit, and then it came back and showed me 20 ticks and come back and 20 ticks and come back and 20 ticks. So if we can blast this 450, we should be good. Yeah. Mhm. All right, 4 minutes. I mean, 44 seconds. There we go. Get the push. Get the sell side liquidity. The bears realize they don't have control. Let's get to 60. Let's get to 460. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Casper. Uh-huh. Yeah. All right, we closed above 450. Let's see if we can get some continuation here. We might get a little bit of a sweep, but I think we're going to get continuation. See if we can get tagged that 60 level now. There we go. Keep the party going. One more push up. One more push up. So I can put my stop loss at break even. One more push up. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Give it. One more push up. One more push up. There we go. For that break even. Let's go. There we go. All right, let's tighten that up. I'm gonna put it here. Come on, hold it, hold it, hold it. Hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it. There we go. There we go. Oh, don't you dare, don't you dare, don't you dare. Don't you dare come for my stop. Come on. That's the 50% of that. Ah, I knew you could give it up. I knew you could give it up. Ah. All right, I'll take that. Get out the way. Everybody, all orders out the way. All right, I added $50 to that move. Lord leverage, because this is super choppy. Well, we got a nice solid opening range breakout. If this does what I think it can do, we probably could go ahead and get another push to the upside, a little past the 72, and start to really push into that 80, and then test the outside of the block. But this is the center pivot of this area, and then I'm in targeting. really had destroyed the upside support, so that's why I'm a little apprehensive here. I'm gonna try to hold on to this, even though only because they allowed it to drift this far, and there's no other news until Friday. So could we get a nice little pop up, and then non-farm payroll is the real one that's gonna drop us? That's what I'm looking forward to. So we'll see if this holds where it is. Come on. Don't do that. They try to short the 1 minute. See if they can liquidate the bears that just stepped into here. That's a long wick from the center pivot. Very long wick at the center pivot.
I got 82 ticks on the board. 89, 91. Could recheck. Excuse me. Add 437.50.
It could be.
Looking for a big old M.
But the thing is, we made higher highs, so I'm looking at this as a opening range reset again.
Why do you put a straw here?
For yourself.
Why don't
You
you
done with
just...
the dishes?
11 seconds.
You done
No,
with the
I
dishes?
didn't wash the pots yet.
You can go do it. Thank you. Looking for a big old
Ah,
M.
They grabbed the sell side, buy side liquidity.
Too big.
What it is. And you're supposed to have a thing there.
They are. This would be the entry around here for more downside.
It needs to hold here for the upside, or it's gonna.
But the funny thing is, the 15 minute got a golden cross, and the 1 minute has a golden cross. So that's why I was thinking it was gonna just continue up.
Golden cross on what?
15 in the 1 minute.
Extremely dusty. Oh, you're in there. I didn't even see.
All right, let's go ahead and get that sell side liquidity. Let's go. Let's push. You think so?
Something's wrong with your ears. I'm gonna fix it for you.
Daddy, who are you talking to?
Yeah.
Who's Daddy talking
That's what I'm looking at.
I don't see the thing.
I thought this was.
You say close your eyes so that way you don't jump in.
I wasn't going to wash it yet. I'm going to wash it, but
I need it now.
Yeah.
Right now.
Oh man, you're a funny guy.
Something for you one more time.
I wasn't even stopping. I was
Yeah, I'm
just
putting my stop loss at break
walking.
even. Let's see if we can get another push up. Oh, I got 2 orders there. All right, so I'll leave this at 2. Let's see if we can take out that wick. Bye bye sell side liquidity. Bye bye sell side liquidity. Come on. I got like 50 ticks, but it's like struggling. I got my stop loss at break even on purpose, assuming that we're just gonna go ahead and reload every time. Come on, reload. Let's get up there. This is the real move right here. Push. Oh, not real move to the downside. Real move to the upside. Come on, push. I'm looking forward to get rid of that 72, but it's. Come on, come on. You almost there.
It's gotta make a high high.
That's what I'm looking for. Is that high? Oh, come on. Hold your water.
Oh,
It's a fist fight. Yeah, that's a 5 minute pin bar. Come on, 5 minute pin bar. Give me that explosion that I want. Give me that 5 minute pin bar explosion that I need. I have 50 ticks, but it keeps on taking it away, bringing me back down to like 40 ticks, 50 ticks, 40 ticks, 50 ticks, 40 ticks, 50 ticks. It showed me like 70 at one point. Come on, baby. Come on. There we go. There we go. Get to that 71. One more. One more push. One more push. There we go. Oh! Come on. Don't you dare. Don't you dare.
it's gonna reach it. 5 minute.
Oh, come on.
5
I'll
minute
just,
candle coming.
come on.
Oh, it's gonna pull back. You got a new 5 minute.
I was just about to tighten up. I was about to tighten up. Let me find a spot for this.
Pull back. You got out?
I got out of one set, and they're really toying with it right now. Come on, come on. It's gonna mess with me. It's gonna mess with me because they don't like the way I got into the market, and I am okay with that because you know what? I am a jerk. Come
I'm
on,
gonna wait for the 5 minute. New 5 minute.
there we go. There we go. Put my stop in profit. Ah, they won't let me stay in these trades.
You too tight and you too close.
No,
You
it's
get
fine.
injured.
I'm okay with my too tight. Hold the fair value gap. Let's go. Push. Ah, it won't hold the fair value gap either. All right, fine. I take $100. It is what it is. That was in my PA, so I was trying to be smart about it. Oh, I forgot to add to my option contract on the other side. I was supposed to do that one. I wanted to trail with the 5 minute, but I was trying to get enough cushion that way I could be able to like really hold on. But you can kind of see this new 5 minute candle is being a bit of a jerk. I will not be surprised we continue up right now because we got a lot of sell side liquid. Oh, you know what? I got to take a stab on the upside. I got to take another stab. What's that? Yeah, I'm in QQQs. Yeah. Come on, come on. Put a new high. Put a new high, baby. They're trying to get that 5 minute sell buy side liquidity, but the buyers are stepping in. All right, let's put that stop loss in there. Come on, baby. Get up to that 483. Um, 573. Let's put the stop losses into break even. They are such jerks. Come on, let a man breathe. All right, I give up. I give up. God, I think we're gonna go to 500, but we're now that leaves me with 17 points of a window. Yeah, I'm sitting on them right now. Let me see. I'm at the only thing that sucks is that I'm at 30%, but I was supposed to add a second one and I didn't add the second one, so I feel little upset about that. So I'm gonna see if I can, huh? When we pulled back inside, so there was this. I got in based on this already, right? That was the close above. We came and retest tweezer bottom. I should have took a second one as soon as we tweezer bottom, and I could have rolled the momentum. But I had it open. Yeah, I had it open to take the trade, but I was so focused on the future side that I did not jump in. And that's what I was saying earlier. Sometimes when I'm looking at my futures entries, I gotta finish all my option entries before I even look for my futures entries, or I will confuse myself a bit, or I will forget to get more of my options, especially with my scale strat, how I scale into my trades. All right, YouTube, I'm gonna go ahead and let y'all go because there's not a lot to do, and I'm gonna go ahead and talk with Javi and knock some things out. So don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, and the bell button, and I will catch y'all tomorrow. Y'all have a great day.